Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. La lección de hoy es pit stop. We've got a lot of sentence translations. They're pretty advanced, but let's take a look over here at our verb numbering system. We're going to use 9 of the 10 verb numbers. We're not going to use future tense number 6, but we're going to use everything else. Okay, now judge your success. Every word that you get correctly, that's a success, right? Judge it that way. If you get most of the sentence right, if you get more than half of the sentence right, that's definitely a success. Anything you get correct is a success. What we don't get correct, it's just something to keep studying and learning. So here we go. It would be better if we waited another day. Well, to be is the verb ser, to wait is esperar, otro día is another day. It would. Now, there are two woulds in Spanish. There's the imperfect would in the past, things that you would do all the time, habitually, customarily. And then there's would today, tomorrow, or what you would do in the future. That is a conditional. So we're going to use verb number 7 here. It would be better if we waited another day. Now, this is an impersonal expression. We're going to use subjunctive. This is something that it hasn't happened yet. It would be better if we waited another day. We need to use the past subjunctive because the conditional will bring on the past subjunctive. So let's give it a shot. It would be better. Ser, sería, sería mejor si, past subjunctive of esperar. Take esperaron, change the O to A, and then build it out to the we form. Sería mejor si esperáramos hasta, no, sería mejor si esperáramos otro día. Sería mejor si esperáramos otro día. If this were, it would be better for us to wait another day. It's still, because this is conditional, this would be past subjunctive, even though it says it would be better for us to wait another day. If that were the case, it would be sería mejor que esperáramos otro día. Sería mejor que esperáramos otro día. Impersonal expressions bring on the subjunctive, very few exceptions. I stopped by your house, but you weren't there. Well, stopped is in the past, and weren't there is in the past. So we have two past tenses, the preterite for something you did or something that's over. It happened, it's completed. And the imperfect would be for something that was still, when referred to, ongoing in the past. It wasn't a completed past action, rather it was an incomplete past action. So here we have pasar por, literally means to pass by. It also means to stop by. So we're going to use the verb pasar and estar. I stopped by, preterite. Pasé por tu casa, pero no, we need the imperfect. No estabas allí. Or just simply, pasé por tu casa, pero no estabas. The allí is optional. I was outside working when you called. Okay, I was outside, that's in the past. When you called, that's in the past. And working is an ing, verb number 1. So I was outside. When you called, that's a preterite action because it's something that happened, it's over, it's done. I was outside. When you called, I was outside before you called, when you called, and probably after you called, right? It was an ongoing past action, an incomplete past action. So we want imperfect here. I was outside. Estaba afuera cuando. No. Estaba afuera trabajando. I was outside working. Estaba afuera trabajando cuando. Llamar, preterite, AR verb, llamaste. Estaba afuera trabajando cuando llamaste. Tell them to come. That's a command. It could either be diles or dígales, right? The usted command or the to command. Diles, que, it's got to be subjunctive. When you command someone to do something, right, it has to be in subjunctive, what you're commanding them to do. It's a go verb. You go to vengo, change the O to A, and build it out. Tell them to come. Diles que vengan. I wanted to buy it, but someone bought it before I got there. Well, this is all in the past. I wanted's in the past. Someone bought it, and before I got there is in the past. So I wanted to buy, this is an incomplete past action, so we need imperfect with querer. I wanted to buy it. Quería comprarlo. Or you could say lo quería comprar. Quería comprarlo, pero alguien bought it, preterite, it happened, it's over, it's done. Quería comprarlo, pero alguien lo compró. You could even say alguien se lo compró. Antes de que. Now, antes de que is always followed by subjunctive. We're in the past, so it's got to be past subjunctive. To get someone somewhere is to arrive, llegar. Quería comprarlo, pero alguien lo compró antes de que yo llegara. You don't need the allí. Quería comprarlo, I wanted to buy it, but someone bought it, pero alguien lo compró before I arrived, before I got there. Antes de que yo llegara. Perfect. They asked me to not, these are hard sentences. This is subjunctive, provocadores. This is top flight stuff. They asked me to not say anything, so I didn't say anything. To ask, it's either preguntar, that's to ask a question, but if you ask someone a favor, ask someone to do something, that's the verb pedir. So we got pedir in the preterite. It's an E to I stem changer. They asked me, when you ask someone not to do something or ask someone to do something, that's a provocador. This has got to be subjunctive. And since it's in the past, they asked me, it's got to be past subjunctive. So we got preterite, past subjunctive, that is verb 4, verb 9. So I didn't say anything, just a statement of fact, preterite. Okay, so let's go for it. They asked me to not say anything. They asked me would be me pidieron, P-I-D-I-E-R-O-N. Me pidieron que no. Now, how do you get the past subjunctive of decir? Take the ellos form, dijeron, change that O to an A and build it out, or keep it as is. Me pidieron que no dijera nada. So, así que, 2 words, así que no dije nada, D-I-J-E. Me pidieron que no dijera nada, así que no dije nada. Me pidieron que no dijera, D-I-J-E-R-A, nada, así que no dije nada. They took off before the game ended. That's preterite, they took off. Before is always followed by the subjunctive. It's in the past, we need past subjunctive. Irse, the verb ir is to go, irse is to take off, to leave, right? So they took off, we need the preterite. It'd be se fueron. Se fueron antes de que el partido terminara. Se fueron antes de que el partido terminara. You'll find some people will say equally as correctly, se fueron antes de que el partido se terminara. They both work. All the streets were flooded because of the rain. Streets are las calles, las calles. Flooded is inundado, inundated, right? Inundado is the adjective, but when you use the adjective with a star, you have to make it agree back with las calles. And because of is the same as due to. It's either por or debido a. All the streets, todas las calles were. So like when you're driving by or saw it, they weren't just flooded at that instant. That was an incomplete past action when you're referring to it, so that's imperfect. Todas las calles estaban inundadas, inundadas, I-N-U-N-D-A-D-A-S, inundadas por la lluvia or debido a la lluvia. Todas las calles estaban inundadas por la lluvia. Hurry up so we aren't late. This is a command with subjunctive. When you command someone to do something, what you're commanding them to do must be in the subjunctive. Hurry up. Now, apurarse is the most common way of saying hurry up. You could say darse prisa, but we're going to go with apurarse, reflexive. Let's say you're telling a friend, right? Hurry up so we're not late. Apúrate. Remember, you take the L-A form of the present tense, apura, and put the te on the end, accent on you. Apúrate, so we aren't late. It's not así que, now it's para que, so we're not late, so that we don't arrive late, essentially. Apúrate para que no lleguemos tarde. When you say, I don't want to be late, we don't say no quiero estar tarde, no quiero llegar tarde. We use llegar for this as well. Apúrate para que no lleguemos tarde. When I was a kid, we would always play outside until the sunset. Well, when I was a kid, that's in the past. We would always play outside, that's going to be in the past, until the sun set. All these are in the past. And guess what? When you're referring to yourself when I was a kid, it's not an instant, it's an incomplete past action. That's going to be imperfect. We would always, something you would always do in the past is imperfect, verb number 5, the verb number 5. We would always play outside until the sunset. You're referring to an action that repeatedly happened. All three verbs are imperfect. Let's give it a shot. When I was a kid, cuando yo era niño, or cuando yo era niña, we always would play outside. Siempre jugábamos afuera. Cuando era niño, siempre jugábamos afuera until, hasta que el sol. Now, ponerse is to set. So, cuando era niño, siempre jugábamos afuera hasta que el sol se ponía. Cuando era niño, siempre jugábamos afuera hasta que el sol se ponía. I would have told you if I had known. I would have told you. Have told, had known. Well, we got haber with ado ido. So here we go. I would have told you. We use the lo. Remember, I already told you, ya te lo dije. The lo is what you're telling, right? In this case, we're going to go with, I would have told you. Te lo habría dicho. Habria. Te lo habría dicho. That's conditional. Habría dicho is the past participle, verb number 2. Some people will say, for I would have told you, te lo hubiera dicho. Others will say, te lo habría dicho. You can get away with either. Te lo habría dicho or te lo hubiera dicho. If I had known, si hubiera sabido. Hubiera is the past subjunctive of haber. Te lo habría dicho si hubiera sabido. Or you could use the lo again. Te lo habría dicho si lo hubiera sabido. Okay? This is the first time that I have done it. This is the first time. Time in this case is not tiempo, not hora, it's vez, V-E-Z, vez. This is the first time. So this is the first time. Esta es la primera vez. It's all feminine. If you're writing it, there's an accent on that capital E of esta because there's no noun immediately after it. Esta es la primera vez que I have done it. Well, we need the verb hacer, have done, that's haber. We need the present tense of haber, the yo form, it's H-E. Remember, H is always silent. Okay, la H es muda, the H is always silent. This is the first time. Esta es la primera vez que lo he, H-E, hecho, irregular past participle, H-E-C-H-O. You'll hear a lot of people say for like, I've done it, lo he hecho, since H-E is silent, and then the H-E, the H is silent, so you got a, lo he, and then hecho starts with an H, that's silent, and then you go with the E, so those two E's run together. You hear people say, ya lo hecho, and you think they're saying like, I'm already tossing it, E-C-H-O, no, but it's ya lo he hecho, I've already done it. All right, so there you go. Lots of subjunctive, conditional, lots of past, preterite, and imperfect. And by doing these sentences, they challenge us, but they're going to make us stronger. Okay, one more time through. It would be better if we waited another day. Sería mejor si esperáramos otro día. I stopped by your house, but you weren't there. Pasé por tu casa, pero no estabas. I was outside working when you called. Estaba afuera trabajando cuando llamaste. Tell them to come. Diles que vengan. Remember, when you command someone, what you command them to do is subjunctive. By doing these, we're going to get better. By doing them. Learn by doing. I wanted to buy it, but someone bought it before I got there. Quería comprarlo, pero alguien lo compró antes de que yo llegara. Now remember, antes de que, every time after antes de que, you're going subjunctive. They asked me to not say anything, so I didn't say anything. Me pidieron que no dijera nada, así que no dije nada. They took off before the game ended. Se fueron antes de que, you gotta go subjunctive, it's in the past. Se fueron antes de que el partido terminara or se terminara. All the streets were flooded because of the rain. Todas las calles estaban inundadas por la lluvia or debido a la lluvia. Hurry up so we aren't late. Apúrate para que no lleguemos tarde. When I was a kid, we would always play outside until the sun set. Cuando era niño, siempre jugábamos afuera hasta que el sol se ponía. I would have told you if I had known. Either te lo habría dicho si lo hubiera sabido, or te lo hubiera dicho si lo hubiera sabido, or you could say the hubiera sabido part without the lo. This is the first time that I've done it. Esta es la primera vez que lo he hecho. That's it. Okay. Again, count your successes, right? Every correct word is a success. I don't know how many words there are here, but kudos to all of you for working through this. But listen, the only way we're going to get better is to keep practicing and confront some challenges along the road, right? No challenges, no major growth. So we're going to do more of these. I like them. They're a lot of fun because it's just real communication, and it includes basically just about everything. The only thing we didn't have was the future. That's about it. I mean, you did them all. I think we've got them. We learned a lot. I think we learned a lot more about when to use imperfect, when to use preterite, right? We know antes de que. We hammered that a couple of times. Subjunctive always after antes de que. At the end of a command, what you're commanding someone to do, that's always going to be subjunctive. And impersonal expressions require the use of the subjunctive. Incomplete action imperfect versus a completed action preterite. Asking someone to do something, that's not preguntar, that's pedir. To take off is irse. There's a lot here to learn and to remember and to reacquaint ourselves with. Okay, es todo por ahora. Hasta la próxima lección. You guys have yourselves a great couple of days before our next lesson. Gracias. Colorín colorado, esta lección se ha enseñado. Hasta luego, bye.